What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming back to my channel. I just want to give you an update of where I'm at right now after the training period that I had with my current company and what it's really like being a mortgage loan originator, especially here in the DMV, probably everywhere. It is rough if you come in and you are on the retail mortgage lending side. So let me give you people a little bit of a background on the difference about the mortgage industry. You have mortgage lenders who are your banks, and then you have mortgage brokers who are your retail mortgage people. One gets a base salary, the mortgage lender. One gets commission only, the mortgage broker. And the way that they decide your salary on the commission side is up to you. How much do you want to make? And it's very much money driven. Not to say the mortgage lending side, being in a bank, is not very money driven, because it is. They still want to see that you have sales every single month in addition to your base salary. And your base salary is going to vary between $30,000 and $45,000 depending on which mortgage lender you're working for. But I will say that it is an easier, or at least for me, it was easier to get in on the retail mortgage side having no experience other than passing that SAFE MLO exam. If you have questions about that, I'm going to go ahead and clip in the video that I did do in regards to the SAFE MLO exam that you'll have to take. Being a mortgage loan originator, you are licensed. Being a mortgage loan officer, you are registered. Both meet at NMLS. Both will have to take that test in order to be licensed. I genuinely jumped into this because I wanted to help people own their homes, especially people a part of my community who have such a hard time getting qualified for a loan. And I did say I would cover the story as to how long it took for me to get my mortgage loan and how my struggles were as far as buying my first home. But I'm not going to cover it here. What I really want to touch base on here for those who are considering becoming a mortgage loan originator is how you get into it. It's not a simple, oh, just go ahead and apply on ZipRecruiter. You are literally selling yourself. And the highest transferable skill you're going to have being a mortgage loan originator is sales. You are literally pitching yourself to realtors who already have in mind who they would work with as a mortgage loan originator and who they will not work with. This is a very much referral-based industry, and it's very cliquish, and people tend not to break away from their clique, especially if they already have a well-formed group. Because if it's not broken, why are you trying to fix it? We have a well-oiled wheel where we get a customer or borrower or client, however you go ahead and label, and then we pass them on to that mortgage loan officer or mortgage loan originator, and then we pass them on to the title company, we pass them on to their notary, and then we pass them on until it's closed. And those people all work together. So my suggestion and advice, as I'm going through this motion right now, trying to build relationships with realtors during a pandemic, which makes it very hard to go into these open houses and just say, hey, my name is blah, blah, blah. I would like to work with you. This is how I have been doing it. I've had some success with this as far as just at least having that relationship building there with a realtor, is to try and contact them first on the phone, introduce yourself. And if you can't get them on the phone, it's okay to leave a voicemail, but follow up that voicemail with sending them a note. And the note can be through LinkedIn, that's what I've been using, or you can go ahead and email them. It's public information most of the time to get the realtor. And it does feel somewhat like you're panhandling, but you have to block that out when you are trying to build relationships. You could go ahead and do it that route with realtors, or start with your friends and family to figure out, hey, are you trying to buy a home? What are some of the issues you're having with trying to secure the loan for your home? Also, when you are trying to get people in the door of buying their home, please don't sell them on a pipe dream of pre-qualification. They cannot go to an open house and see a house that they fall in love with and say, hey, here's my offer, my pre-qualified letter. It's nothing. It means absolutely nothing to the seller. Make sure you go ahead and find out the financial fitness of your borrower so you can tell them to go in with confidence with a pre-approval letter. You have more of a say and more of a chance of getting your foot in the door and being taken seriously as a buyer with a pre-approval letter than you will if you were to go ahead and come in with a pre-qualification letter. Now, I get a lot of people are like, I don't want my credit to tank because it's getting hit so many times trying to get a pre-approval, or I don't want to go ahead and have a hard inquiry on it right now because I'm not seriously looking and I'm not in the market. That's cool. But if you are seriously looking in the market, you should know that and be able to tell your borrower that, hey, if we go ahead and get you pre-approved now, and let's say the loan terms are not what you agree on, within 30 days, as long as you're shipping it around for the same thing to other borrowers and lenders, you're only going to have one hard hit on your credit. I get that, hey, you might have shaky credit, or your borrower might have shaky credit, depending on who's watching it. You could be the borrower, you could be the mortgage loan originator who's interested. You are going to want to have your credit score pulled not from Karma Credit, whatever it's called. You want to make sure you get it from the Annual Credit Reporting Bureau. And so you get all three and have your actual numbers there. That will give you an inclination of, hey, I should let them go ahead and hit my credit or not. If it's below a 680, hold out on it. Hold out until you can get it up to a 680 or higher before you let a mortgage loan originator or mortgage loan officer hit your credit to see if you can get pre-approved for a loan. I really suggest that if you are trying to break into this industry, first of all, you do it for the right reasons. It is not a get-rich-quick type of scheme. It's genuinely a people job. You have to engage with so many people, not just your borrower, not just the client, but you have the realtor that you have to engage with, the title company, the insurance company, the appraiser, the notary signing agent. You have all these people you're going to be interacting with, but at the heart and soul of that is your borrower. You want to always have the best interest of them. And if that's not what you're getting into it for, then don't, because your months are going to be a struggle on the retail side if you come in with zero sales experience. Zero. I was a waitress for almost 7 years with Hooters. I know I'm old. And I took those skills of having to sell and promote and pulled them over to this side so that I could be comfortable enough to drop in on an open house I wasn't invited to go ahead and make phone calls with people that I would not typically speak to unless I was going ahead and, introduced to them by someone else, by a third party. I pulled from that. I went ahead and have a finance background because of the job that I finessed my way into as a finance project manager for a while. I used that on my resume to say, hey, this is a transferable skill, knowing how to budget, knowing how to go ahead and see what is going to be the difference between the debts that we owe and how much money we actually have to spend within the company. And they liked it. My company liked those backgrounds. They understood that I didn't have any type of loan experience. Whereas if I were to go on the mortgage lending side, and I'm speaking from my interviewing experience with the mortgage banks, instead of going straight through the brokerage, it was how many years have you actually sold loans? And how do you engage with people? And what type of network do you have? They're looking for you to be the complete package, so there's nothing for them to sell. Their only concern is how many mortgages are you going to be able to sell while you're working with them. So as this roller coaster has been going, and it definitely has highs and lows, I am feeling like I'm in this plateau stage because I am still building those relationships. I'm still putting myself out there, but I'm not generating an income yet. But I also am not hurting. So if you were to go ahead and be on the brokerage side, instead of going on to the mortgage lending side, and I'm sounding repetitious right now, but I want you to seriously think about how much of a savings do you have to hold you over until you can close on that first sale. And this way you don't have to work out of desperation. You should do it like you don't even need it, because the only need that you should have inside is to help those people who are trying to get home loans. That is my tidbit. If you take anything away from this, take away mortgage loan officer, I have to be registered on NMLS. Mortgage loan originator, I have to take my SAFE MLO exam and get licensed for my state. I know that if I go on the retail side of being a mortgage brokerage, working for a mortgage brokerage, I am going to work solely on commission. So I do not get paid until that deal is closed. Whereas if I work for a bank, I will get paid a base salary in addition to commission a very small commission, but it's still commission on top of a base salary. So this way I don't have to worry about stability. You will question your stability living off commission, but hey, this is essentially a career as an entrepreneur. You are relying solely, you are betting solely on yourself. And if you go for broke, like I said in so many videos now beforehand, go for it on yourself.